Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today. We got a marathon that I'm super excited about by BMAC. This is all these are all musicians who pretty much were part of the Mahavishnu Orchestra. Um in before, or after, or but pretty much what Kevin was doing with the I well, this is not like a what if scenario. This is not being called like a Mahavishnu Orchestra album, but it's just the musicians that we're listening to today were part of the Mahavishnu Orchestra. So I'm super excited to do this. I love jazz fusion, and I mean, there's one right here behind me, Luc Ponty, that we're gonna listen to. So I don't know all of his stuff. I do know a lot. This is from Individual Choice, and see, I don't think I've heard this before. This is called Computer Incantations for World Peace. Nice. From Individual Choice, 1983. So we're just gonna go through, one by one. Also, BMAC, thank you so much for sponsoring this marathon and also for providing me with some notes. So let's see here. So basically, what it says, 1983, on this tune, Luc Ponty. Let's see, mostly mellow until the last two. All right. Well, I can't wait. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. If you like the channel, check out all the jazz fusion on here. I'm a big fan of Holsworth, Di Meola, I mean, you name them, Greg Howe. Like, I've just been practicing some Greg Howe licks today in the morning, and it was super, super fun. I found this channel, and they have some amazing content, guitar content for fusion guitar players, and I bought the new axe, and I'm super happy. So, again, thank you so much, BMAC, also for showing me your bass collection. That was super cool, and so let's have some fun. Let's go with Computer Incantations for World Peace. Let's see what Jean-Luc's got to say here. So, here we go. 1 second. Yeah, it was off. Okay, cool. Here we go. Okay, wait a second. The volume was, I don't know why it was so low. Here we're gonna start from the beginning. Here you go. What a great piece of music. Wow. Very futuristic sounding for the time, 1983. I love, and he did all the programming on the keyboard. There, but I mean, I just looked, and I'm so happy that you chose this album because Mr. Holdsworth is on it. So, and it's by Elektra. So Elektra, I'm Atlantic. I'm sorry, Atlantic. Atlantic is under Warner Brothers. So we will definitely play another track from this album at the end of the marathon, and we have two with Allan Holdsworth on it. So this is like literally my day. Um, he's on track 5, which is Nostalgia, and track 7, which is In Spite of All. Let's just do Nostalgia because it has more views. So we have George Duke on this album, who is a monster. Allan Holdsworth, who I consider, it's just my personal opinion, the best electric guitar player who has ever lived. I mean, just listen to the guy, like, but you really have to like listen to like 3, 4, 5 albums, and then you can understand what he's doing. And then Randy Jackson on bass, and then Rayford Griffin on drums. Wow. So yeah, so definitely we're gonna definitely come back to this album at the end to listen to some Ponty with Holsworth. I've also heard, I've reacted to, with Alexia to Jean-Luc Ponty, and check out Point of No Return. The solo on that Holsworth is just amazing. You know, like his phrasing and everything he does. Unfortunately, that album is not on Spotify, so you have to look it up on YouTube. Um, what is the album called? Oh, this is when we would not put all the information. Ah, yeah, there it is. 2007, the Atomica Experience. All right, so if you want to check it out, this was a great track. I love the improv of Jean-Luc Ponty here over, you know, the very frenzied. I don't know. It sometimes almost seemed it was just two chords, but it was very cool, very good. You know, mm. um, what a great player. 81 years old today. Um, yeah, I love him. I mean, that's why he's in the back. You know, a lot of people are like, "Oh God, you have Jean-Luc Ponty in your background. Like, what the hell?" That is almost like already like a, oh, okay. I'm gonna hear some good music on this channel. You know, yeah, I guess. Um, yeah. Okay, so let's continue with the list that BMAC provided to us. So the next song here is going to be Jerry Goodman, who is also in Mahavishnu, and on the future of Aviation, the title track of the album. This is from what year? 1985. All right, and we have Jerry Goodman on acoustic violin, electric violin, viola, synthesizer. We have Fred Simon on synthesizer, Alinder Sears on vocals. It's so cool. You know what Jean-Luc Ponty reminded me of? These two guys used to play in Puerto Vallarta, and they're pretty famous. You know, they're called Willie and Lobo. Check them out on Spotify. You're really gonna like it. It's like flamenco, real flamenco guitar. Like Lobo, his name is Wolfgang. He's from Germany, and he used to, you know, tour with the Gypsies, the real deal. You know, the real flamenco like Peeps and the Gypsy Jazz and the flamenco gypsies in Spain. So he plays that guitar like a real flamenco, like Manitas de Plata and you know Paco de Lucia and like the real flamenco players, you know. And the guy, and he unfortunately he passed away a couple of years ago. Willie, I don't remember his last name. He plays the electric violin in like that Jean-Luc Ponty fashion. Maybe not as jazzy, a lot very melodic. Okay, so here we go with Jerry Goodman. Let's see what he has to say. And let's compare them a little bit. You know, I think they're both amazing. You know, I mean, when you're at that level, you can't really compare, but I love to, I just different styles, of music. So here we go. Coffee time. God, this new coffee is so good. What a trip. This is so good. This is what I used to do when I would come home from Guadalajara. There was this city about 6 hours away from Puerto Vallarta, and you could buy pretty much every music, like, yeah, because it's like a huge city, and So sometimes I would do like every 2 years, I would drive there, take a bus, 6 hour trip, and just spend the next day just, buying CDs and looking for everything that I thought was good. And at that time, I only listened to instrumental guitar music. That was like all I knew. And that was pretty much, I thought that was like the max. But I also discovered great jazz fusion by accident. But and then I would come home and I would sit on the bus like, yes, I found something. Amazing when I put it on, because it was all something I would buy all this music without knowing what it sounded like. It was just guessing. Like there wasn't a lot of research I could do. So yeah, so that's why I did like, so this is like literally this album, this is something I would listen to in my spare time right now. This is like the music that I need. And there's so much music that I listen to every day, but this is the kind of music that I want in my life, like privately. If I would go on a run or something, that's like the stuff that I would listen to. Because it's so beautiful. It's like, and I don't have to pay any attention to anything else except the music. I love the whole drama, the dun 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 dun. And then I love the cello and the violin, how it builds, and then I love the sound of the violin. It sounds like an electric guitar almost. And I don't know these chords here. I don't know if they were sampled for like. I don't know. Let me know. Um, there's this song. I think it's more like a R&B. But yeah, the chords sound very very close. Um, something about paradise. Da ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Paradise. Da dee da. I don't know. So it sounds very close, but man, this is so good. Let's keep going. Wow, what a great tune. What a trippy tune. What an awesome piece of music. Like it sounded almost like a soundtrack sometimes. So good. Give me just 1 second. I am being blinded by the sun a little bit low. I'm gonna. All right, so that's much better. So now it's pitch black, in the room, but we have all this artificial light. So I do like sunlight, but it's like when it's like just like blinding me, you need your dose of vitamin D, So don't forget that. Um, all right, so let's continue with Jan Hammer. Um, wow, we've done some Jan Hammer. He's also like on this amazing level. Like, let's see. This is from the album Oh Yeah from let's see, 76. I think I've done something from this album before. Because I remember the Czech. He's from what was then Czechoslovakia. And he's 75 now. Okay. Also, Jerry Goodman is 74, so I think Luc Ponty is like the oldest. Let's see. So this is called Evolove. So oh yeah, give me one. I just want to look up something. Why can't I find his discography? It should be on here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. So good. Yeah, that's weird. I got him pulled up. Well, it's not. It's okay. But yeah, we know that he has played, at Mahavishnu Orchestra, but also like it says here, John McLaughlin or the way you pronounce it, Jeff Beck, Billy Cobham, Al Di Meola, Mick Jagger, Santana, Stanley Clark, Tommy Bolin, Neil Schoen, Steve Lukather, Toto, John Abercrombie, Elvis Jones, and wow, the music for 90 episodes of. Oh yeah, he composed the Miami Vice theme. I remember. What a legend! All right, so here we go with Evolve from Jan. Here we go. love that he like Jan has like this particular sound that you instantly recognize when it's him. I love that. Even now that I like, because I used to listen to Aldi Meola so much, and there's this song, I think it's where he has like this trade off with Aldi Meola, and it's, I think it's, I don't know if it's Devil on Spanish Highway or something. Race with the Devil on Spanish Highway, and there's like this trade off between both of them, and it's so good. And it's like, it's Jan, you know. And because I was like, wow, that keyboard is so good, and I didn't know who it was, you know, and now it's obviously him, you know. So very cool. I love his like this whammy. What he has, like this little thing that keyboard players have. It's so cool. Yeah, what a great musician. I can't find the information. I know it's Jan Hammer Group, but it looks like this was like a give me a second. This was just like a single, so there's not a lot of. I would like to know who else is playing on it, you know. But for some reason I can't find anything. But well, it's not that important. I'm sure you guys will have the details. All right, let's go. Okay, I found it. All right. Pause. Jesus, I had to press pause like 3 times. Okay. So, this used to be Atlantic, now it's Sony. It's so weird how music gets bought back and forth. So, Evolve, written by Rick Laird, but we have on the album Fernando Saunders on bass. The congas were David Earl Johnson, drums Tony Smith, Jan on all the pianos and synthesizers, and that's it. Stephen Kindler on violin. All right. Okay. But there's also on the same album we have some Jerry Goodman, but not the track that we listened to. Tony Smith. Wow, very cool tune. I love this guy. Really, I just love his sound. Very creative and just very unique. So now this album, I've seen. I remember having a tribute to this Visions of the Emerald Beyond, but it was pretty much all the new fusion players that I listened to, like Greg Howe and Richie Kotzen and all these players made like this album. Oh man, I highly recommend it. I'm sure you can find it. Mahavishnu, like they did a Mahavishnu tribute, they did a Miles Davis tribute, they did a Santana tribute, they did to all these Jews and all these Jews and all these fusion masters. They did these tributes. One was Coltrane, and it's all these guitar players who were influenced by these musicians. So it was a very similar cover of Visions of the Emerald Beyond. So this is from Mahavishnu Orchestra on the way home to Earth. This is 75. So I do want to read off, like, BMAC gave me the information of who's on here. Why did I close that window? Ahí está. That's what they would say in Spanish. Ahí está. Okay, we have Fernando Saunders on bass. Oh my god, those are the notes that I just that I was looking for. They were here all the time. I'm sorry, BMAC. Oh my lord. Well, he must have found them where I found them, which is on discog.com. It's pretty hard to track it down. Now, this Mahavishnu's on this tune is John McLaughlin. Oh, I don't know how you pronounce his real name. John McLaughlin. The Roland guitar synthesizer and electric guitar. Rolfie Armstrong on the fretless bass. Yes, fretless. Narada Michael Walden on percussion and drums. And Gail Moran on keyboards. This is the second iteration of the Mahavishnu Orchestra. Let's see. Okay. So on the second one, it was John McLaughlin, John Luc Ponty, Ralph Armstrong, Narada Michael Walden, and Gail Moran. All right. Thank you so much, BMAC, for all the information. There was some major back and forth, but I don't mind, you know. I don't mind about the emails. You can write me emails all day. It's all good, you know. It's all in good faith. All right, so let's play this one, and then I can't wait for some Jean-Luc with Allan Holdsworth. But first this. Here we go. On the Way Home to Earth. Oh, wait. It had started. Let's start this the right way. was intense. I love it, man. I know that a lot of people were like, um, they wouldn't know what to do with this. I found this amazing. It's like so proggy fusion. It's like just expression, you know. It's like sometimes that kind of music can get very difficult to listen to people that don't listen to this music, but I just get a kick out of it, you know. And I know you do too, all you like fusion freaks. But there's this really crazy thing that McLaughlin said about Holsworth. It said yeah, it says so there's all these like people that are pretty much inspired by Allan Holdsworth, like Steve Morse and Ingrid Malmsteen and Sean Lane and John McLaughlin and Frank Zappa, Steve Vai, Van Halen, Santana, Pat Metheny, and the list goes on. It's like insane. It says here, I recall a concert of Allan in London some years ago, and after the performance, I went to see him backstage only to tell him that if I knew what he was doing, I'd steal it. I love it because he was like so like, what is going on? What is he doing? And I love that McLaughlin also uses like because sometimes a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like Allan Holdsworth's sound, and I love his sound. It's like 8 delays at the same time, and it's like very it's like distorted, but it's very soft, you know. It's almost like he has said multiple times he doesn't really want to sound like a guitar, you know. And he just plays the guitar because that's what was given to him. He originally wanted a saxophone, so he approached the guitar like a sax player, you know, like he didn't bend a lot, he didn't play the pentatonic scale, stuff like that, you know. Um so and also like when he got the syntax, and he would use stuff that just doesn't sound guitar-y, like a guitar at all. That's where he gets a lot of criticism. I love the stuff when he like this, you know, the effect here was overly saturated. Didn't really sound like a guitar, but I loved it, you know. I love when guitar players leave their comfort zone a little bit, you know, and play with effects that are super wacky. Okay, so now so this is BMAC's marathon. So I'll add a little bit. I want to let's play Nostalgia again from the Individual Choice album, Jean-Luc Ponty, 1983, and let's see if we recognize, you know, Holdsworth here. This is already 80s Holdsworth, so he was already, you know, he already was at the level that Metal Fatigue and, you know, IOU. So if there's a solo, it's gonna sound pretty much the way he sounded through the 90s, and that's the distortion that I have here. I bought this pedal on purpose to have it, you know. It gives you so much gain, it's insane, you know. You can play legato so well with this. So here we go with Nostalgia. I've never heard this before. It's crazy. Here we go. very cool solo by Holdsworth, but it was too loud. That was, you couldn't really hear him. Like what I love about his later stuff, that he was always very, you know, I don't know. He would be like, okay, please, like lower your shit, you know. Uh, like even when he was playing with Frank Gambale on that, the Truth and Shredding, the drums were like because Frank Gambale plays a solo, and then suddenly it's like, you know, they're playing like, and then he plays a solo because it's like he has such a light touch. So, and this was it was very distorted, this one, but you could hear like his style immediately, very dramatic. And for those who say he only plays fast, he is so dramatic. Like every time he starts a solo, it's literally like an introduction, you know. I It's almost like he was like a sad man, you know, and he would express that in his music. Every time I hear a Holdsworth solo, I hear longing, you know, I hear like sadness. It's just in the lines, man. It's like in the language, it's in the performance, the way he uses that whammy bar. It's like literally, like only Holdsworth players know this, you know, they know exactly what I'm talking about, you know. And then some people, you know, they just know him like, oh yeah, Allan Holdsworth, wasn't he in the 70s, you know, in UK? But check out his catalog. He's a monster. Like he is literally, I don't know, he outplays everyone, you know. And also the crazy part is that he didn't even read music, or he didn't even study theory. I mean, yes, to a certain degree, yes, he did, but it was his own. He made up his own rules, you know. That's why it's so outlandish, and that's why people think he's like, that guy was not from Earth, you know. It's impossible to play like this. But yeah, also his chord progressions are insane. The man had huge hands, like it's impossible to do. Um, what a legend. Okay, let's now let's with the of the solo of Jean Luc. Let's rewind a little bit. Here Beautiful tune. Beautiful tune. Wonderful. I'm sure he hated it, you know, knowing Holdsworth, you know, he was very critical of his playing, and he was just very like super odd, like it's almost like he never really enjoyed his work, you know. He was just pushing himself to levels that are impossible, you know. And he was already like doing them, but he wanted more, you know. So I don't know if he ever got to a point where he was comfortable with his playing. And everybody was like, there's interviews where like, oh, you know, like people really think you're like the best guitar player in the world and stuff. And he's like, that's insane. Like, I want people to stop saying that. But in a very respectful manner. He was always very respectful in interviews, and like, just watch him. And he's always bashing himself into the ground, you know. Super odd. And there's a great tribute once he passed away. All these people got together to talk about him, and people were like, so it's weird, but he was never happy with his music. He always needed to do something, like he could not repeat the licks like he played maybe the day before. He had to play something completely different the next day. Otherwise, you know, like stuff like that, you know. So it must have been just tough to be in his mind, you know. What a legend, man. What a player. Well, thank you so much for enjoying, you know, all you fusion guys out there, all you crazy people. I love you. There's a lot of people who are not going to watch this marathon just because it says fusion. Like, I've seen some ridiculous comments. It's like fusion music equals math music equals unlistenable. I'm like, okay, I guess I know what you're listening to, you know. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, it is just like, I guess you either get it and you love it, or you just hate it forever. It's pretty much what it is, you know. But this was awesome. Thank you so much, BMAC. I think this was a great idea, great marathon. Also, I've been blessed because Graybeard got in touch with me too, and it's also a jazz. It's more, I think, a jazz marathon. Graybeard's idea, not so fusiony. But hey, you know, that's all I need. No, it's a jazz fusion marathon. Yes, and it starts with John Hammer and Jerry Goodman. Man, I'm in for a treat. Spyro Gyra. So yeah, look out for Graybeard's marathon soon. I think I'm gonna record it today or tonight. But yeah, Billy Cobham is on there, Jeff Lorber, and yeah. So stick. Maybe I'll add the you know, the Jean-Luc Ponty song from here. The In Spite of All, some more Holsworth. Maybe, you know, it's a Warner track, so maybe. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I love this. If you like it, please like and subscribe. Give it a like. Add something if you want to down below in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one.